Well, battle lines for control of the House are taking shape. Democrats breathing a sigh of relief after dodging disaster in California. But the GOP is growing confident the blue wave everyone talked about may be more like a drip. It's a kind of a debatable topic. Let's bring in Jessie Jane Duff of the London Center for Policy Research and Democratic strategist John Summers. Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
All right. So if you look at it nationwide, Democrats are going to have a contender on the ballot in all 84 Republican House districts that are considered competitive. That's according to the Cook Political Report, Jesse, which is, we should say, a nonpartisan group. So are Republicans staying confident as candidates do better, do you think? Or are they a little more nervous now on the GOP side about what we've seen transpire, in particular in California?
No, the Republicans are highly optimistic. As a Californian, I will tell you that this was not a blue wave, it was a ripple. The seats that are being contested right now, there were 7 congressional seats that are up, and every single one of them got a Republican on the ballot. That is phenomenal. It goes to show that the voters in California are tired of the high taxes, they're tired of the high regulations, they're tired of illegal immigration, and they are going with the president's message of America first. You can only beat down President Trump so long before these voters recognize they just came out of the best jobs report in 18 years.
Sure.
Optimism is what they want, and they want to bring that back to California.
And that's what the issues are going to be here, John. I mean, we're going to be talking about tax reform, immigration. We're going to be talking about jobs, the economy. And those are the things that people are going to, especially in California, and I want to stay there for a second here, John, are going to vote on. I want to read you what President Trump tweeted, because his voice certainly is going to be loud and clear in the midterms. Here's what he said about turnout, voter turnout. He said many more Republican voters showed up yesterday than the fake news thought possible. And I will say, John, that is a true fact. But then he goes on to say the political pundits just don't get what is going on out there, or they do get it but refuse to report the facts. Remember, Dems are high tax, high crime, easy to beat. Do the Dems need to change
There's that
the
Republican
message?
optimism, right?
Well,
Isn't that what we
that's
just
the
heard about,
president.
how optimistic Republicans are? And there we go. I don't know that I would be trusting Donald Trump on anything that he talks about as it relates to turnout numbers. We all remember what he said about his own inauguration.
Well, actually, that's what I was saying, John. That's actually true. Especially in California, there were more Republicans that voted, in particular in the primaries in California. But Dems still had a pretty strong turnout, and they didn't cancel each other out as many had predicted, John, just to be clear.
Yeah, that's right. And Democrats made solid gains in San Diego County and also in Orange County, had our 42nd state legislature flip in Missouri. And female candidates across the country also performed very well. So we're excited about what we're seeing. But I don't think either side, either Republicans or Democrats, can sit on their laurels and be comfortable. I think that's part of what got Donald Trump into the White House, is people assumed he could never be elected. So I think it's important for people to pay attention, close attention to the issues, and vote with their conscience. And I think they've got to ask themselves, and they've got to ask their members of Congress and the candidates who want to represent them, how do you feel when you see children being mowed down in schools? How do you feel when you see families being ripped apart? How do you feel when you see the President of the United States trashing law enforcement and our justice system? And then Democrats need to talk about the issues that are going to make our lives better.
That's always the interesting question, though, Jesse, is do you vote on these issues nationally, or do you vote on how you feel? And that means your wallet, your job, your 401k. I mean, look at what the markets are doing. You know that Republicans are going to run on all of that. They're going to tell people, look at your wallet. Look at your bank account.
Exactly. You know, politics are local, and Donald Trump is not on those ballots out there. And that's what most of these voters are fed up and being tired to feel how they should vote. They're looking at economic prosperity. They understand that these issues are critical to their prosperity. In California alone, two Democrats were not allowed to even make it to the general election who were for open borders. And you know what? People don't want to see Nancy Pelosi as the Speaker of the House again. She came out sympathetic towards MS-13. She indicated that they would raise taxes. I'm telling you, folks don't want to hear that nonsense.
Right.
Do you hate Donald Trump more than you love the citizens of your state? That's what they got to focus on.
Well, there's a lot to focus on, John, but there is one thing that I want to point out to you, that and this is from the Wall Street Journal this morning. More Democrats did vote in 2018 in Cal, and I'm going to stick with California because that really seems to be kind of the crux of what that's really going to be the story, I think, for November. Voted in 2018 versus 2014. Even though there were more Republicans that came out in total, more Democrats did hit the poll stations and did vote on Tuesday than they did 4 years ago in these primaries. What does that say to you?
I think it says the Democratic energy is strong and people are excited. And I think you guys are right. We need to be thinking about and talking about what matters to the American people. We need to be talking about the economy. All politics are local. But as we're talking about electing members of Congress, you know, people who are, if you're electing a Republican, you want to know if they're going to support Donald Trump's radical agenda. And so to that extent, Donald Trump is on the ballot. And I know I can understand why Republicans would want to run from that. But again, when you're talking about electing someone to a federal office, then, you know, that obviously matters, their position on Donald Trump.
I'll tell you what, guys, California and New Jersey. There you have it.
Exactly. And 3.8% unemployment. That's huge.
It's going to be something. We've got lots of months to talk about it, though. Jessie Jane Duff, John Summers. Guys, thank you very much. Great discussion. Appreciate it.